Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be appearance is everything to the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So appearance, this is something that you are well aware of with yourself. Example, you grab a shower in the morning, brush your hair, comb your hair, put on your lipstick, or brush your teeth, or whatever you do, and you get ready for your work day or for whatever you're going to do that day. You want to appear a certain way. You want to appear like you are presentable. That's what you do because you are a loving, stable, healthy individual. The narcissist also does that, but they do something a little bit differently. They do what is known as wear a mask, and they want to appear a certain way to certain audiences. Sometimes the audience is an audience of one. Sometimes it's an audience of 2 or 3. Sometimes it's a bigger audience, meaning maybe it's a barbecue or a get-together. There's an audience of 20, 30, 40 people. Other times it's an audience of a whole company or a whole workspace or a whole floor or department. The narcissist is always performing. And what they need to do is they need to keep up an appearance. They need to keep up that they want a certain image to be portrayed, even though that image may not be true. Again, you don't wear a mask, you don't manipulate people, you don't even know what it's like to take advantage of people willingly or knowingly. That is the polar opposite of the narcissist. They want to take care or to take advantage of the vulnerable. They want to take advantage of the naive or of the uneducated or of people that have things that they don't have. Example, emotions like love or empathy or kindness or commitment or transparency, which isn't an emotion, but you get my point. All these things encompass what the narcissist wants to take, and in order to take these things from people, they have to appear a certain way. The narcissist will shapeshift. They will come at you in all different ethnicities, different skin colors. They will speak different languages. They will be tall, they will be short, they will be in great shape, they will not be in great shape. They will be cerebral, they will be communal, they will be somatic, they will be so many different types of these creatures. That's why you need to have your boundaries. You need to maintain your boundaries. You need to continue to keep your cup full. And you need to understand that not everything is how it appears to be on the planet. You did not know this before you knew what narcissism was. You were probably a person who was believing in whatever other people were telling you. And you most likely were doing that your whole life. Example, maybe you were born into the narcissistic family. Maybe one of your parents was the toxic narcissist. Maybe it was your sibling. Maybe it was somebody you fell in love with. Maybe it was your best friend. Maybe it was a colleague or coworker, a neighbor, or someone in a community and or organization you are and or were a part of. But eventually something happened. Something took advantage of you. And when I say thing, yeah, that's what I mean. A dark energy source took advantage of you. They did it one too many times, and lo and behold, here you are on the channel, in the community, getting your cup full because you're craving the answers to the questions that that person would never give you, could never give you, and doesn't want you to ever discover. This is why the narcissist won't give people closure. This is why the narcissist won't be accountable. They won't introspect, and they will never, and I mean never, be transparent. They keep little groups of people hidden from each other, little sects, S-E-C-T-S, of people hidden from each other. You may say, how could they do that? I lived with them for so long and I didn't see them doing anything that wasn't really above board. Well, think about what their smartphone is, or their tablet, or their desktop, or their laptop, or any device that they were on if it was connected with the interweb. Yes, that's how the narcissist gets supply. It's not just in real person or in person. They get it from dating apps. They get it from playing games like Candy Crush or whatever the favorite game is these days. They get it from playing Xbox games and from playing PlayStation with people in different parts of the world. They get it from being on social media platforms that perhaps you're a part of. The narcissist is everywhere, and they want to appear a certain way, and they want to prey on the vulnerable. Again, when you were entering that relationship, you didn't know what narcissism was because you were not taught this in school. And it took an awful lot for that person to invest into getting you to enter that relationship with them. Not every narcissistic relationship is a romantic relationship, anything but. Truth be told, the romantic relationships are nothing but a fraction of what the family relationships are, or the sibling relationships, or the besties and all those things. Because think about this, how many romantic relationships have you had in your life? Maybe 0, maybe 2, maybe 10, I can't tell you, but your family members and your friends and your colleagues and your neighbors and coworkers, those numbers are a much larger number than romantic interests. So having said all these things, appearance is what is important to the narcissist. What they want to do is they want to act like they are many times holier than thou, that they know all the scriptures and they can recite the Bible or whatever it is, the Koran or the Torah, whatever it is, and they know all the old words from the Testament and all these things, and they can regurgitate that back to you. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? What a memory the narcissist has. Do they practice what they preach? Of course they don't. Do they act like they are attending the church every week or maybe every day, and they're sitting in the front row and they're wearing their clothes and they're just acting like they're praying to whatever power above? Well, yeah, they're doing that, but then what happens when they leave the church or they leave the organization? In other words, the ceremony or the time is up. Well, then they go back to doing what they do. You see, the appearance of them in that religious organization was one way, but they're anything but who they claim to be or profess to be. They're a hypocrite. And if you really want to dig into it, hypocrisy has been written in tomes and scriptures and words and books for thousands of years. It's real. Now you understand that the narcissist is one big hypocrite. So that's one example. Another example of how the appearance of the narcissist, appearance is most important to the narcissist, is the romantic relationship. Well, when you met that person, what did they do? Well, they claimed that they loved the same music as you. They loved your outfit. They loved your hairstyle. They loved the way you talked. They loved the way you giggled, and they loved the way that you just listened to them and fawned all over them, and you were there and you were so attentive and you were doing everything you could to be there for them and support them. And what happened after a little while? Well, after they got their dirty fangs sunken into you, no longer were you the flavor of the month. No longer were you the next new shiny object. You were now somebody who had now been placed in the narcissistic trauma bond, in the narcissistic fog. And now this person wasn't fawning all over you. They were peppering you with abuse, because what they did is they dangled a carrot in front of you saying, yes, I love you. Yes, we're amazing. Yes, the music's the best. You're the greatest thing in the world. I can't believe that I finally found my soulmate. You're the love of my life. You're the yin to my yang. You complete me. I can't believe how amazing you are. Then you went from friendship to romance, romance to moving in to buying property to wedding bells to kids, and you are now tethered to the narcissist. This is how it works, and this is what the narcissist does. See, they want to lure people into that web. They want to lure people into that dream of what will never be. The narcissist is a master manipulator. They're an expert at future faking. They shapeshift any which way the wind blows. The appearance to you will not be the same appearance it will be to the new supply. And the audience that the narcissist performs for, it's different. As I shared in the beginning of this video, it's different with whomever they're in front of. So example, let's say when you were in the relationship with them, let's say it was you and it was 3 other people that maybe the narcissist wasn't that interested in. Well, did they give them a time of day? Probably not. Flip it. Now it was you and 3 other people the narcissist was very interested in, because they had boats, they had yachts, they had ski chalets, they had access to all the best concerts and venues and the restaurants, and they could cut lines and do all these fancy things. What would they do then? Well, then they would put a different appearance on. They would actually make an effort to learn all about those 3 people, probably throwing you under the bus, or maybe for a period of time acting like you are a good person. And as soon as they got their dirty claws or fangs sunken into any one of those 3 people, boom, now you're no longer needed. Or now these people who you introduced them to, the narcissist will tell you this, that no, you met those 3 people, or they met those 3 people before you did. Yeah, real life examples. This is what the narcissist wants to do. They want to play mental games with people. They want to live in people's minds rent-free. They don't want people believing in themselves. They want to appear that they're innocent, that they're the victim, or that they can do no wrong, or how would I ever hurt somebody, when behind the scenes, all they're doing is destroying people's lives. Yes, people's, plural. The narcissist doesn't just go after one person. Anybody, and I mean anybody, who is in the proximity of the narcissist will feel the wrath of the narcissist. That includes their own kids, their own stepchildren, their besties, their besties' spouses, their neighbors, their colleagues, the people they work with, the people they work for, and anybody in between. Think about this. Think about the checkout person at the grocery store. And if you're not doing self-checkout, you know what I'm talking about. Well, you go to the checkout. Well, maybe the narcissist is so kind and loving to that person and appreciative. Oh my gosh, thank you for bagging these groceries. This is so amazing. I hurt my arm yesterday and I can't do it. Thank you. Well, is their arm hurt? No. Do they care about the person bagging their groceries? No. It's that they don't want to do it because nowadays you're supposed to bag your own groceries. This is an example depending on what store you go to. Same thing in traffic. Well, the narcissist, maybe they see two cars and one car is trying to cut them off, and that car is from 20 or 30 years ago, and they're saying, I'm not going to let that gas guzzler cut me off. Are you kidding me? No chance. So they play road rage defense, or they try and cut that person off. Okay, flip it. Now there's a different car that's trying to get in front of the narcissist, and that car is a brand new car. Just came off the lot yesterday, and it's worth, say, 300 grand. Bugatti maybe, who knows what it is. Then they're going to say, oh, by all means, go right in there. Yeah, it's great. See what I just did there? That's the narcissist. That's the appearance. They want to appear one way. Another one, let's take the driving again. Many times you would be driving in the car with the narcissist. Again, you didn't know what narcissism was, and you would be, a rage fit will be thrown at you, and you would be verbally abused going 100 miles an hour on the freeway. You may think, well, yeah, that happened, but I wasn't going 100. Maybe I was going 60 or 40 or 30. Who knows? But you were in the car. Why do you think that happened in the car? Number one, you were isolated. Number two, no one ever knew about it. Number three, if you said it happened, they would deny it. And number four, they wanted to dump all their toxicity into you, so you would be in shock and disbelief at what you had just heard. Then when the car stops, let's say that you were driving because you had to drive because the narcissist was going to be on one of their 3 smartphones while you were their chauffeur, while they were screaming at you in your right ear at the top of their lungs. Then when you finally get wherever you're going, now you're beat red, your eardrums are ringing. The narcissist is putting on the smile of a lifetime. All their devices are back in their purse or their bag, and they're acting like that everything's great and puppies and rainbows. That's an appearance. Think about it. It's not just their appearance, but it's your appearance. Let's stick with that example for a moment. Say you were going to your in-laws' house, or maybe even your immediate family member's house, and you were with the narcissist. Well, now you're not in a good mood. Your trip has just been blown up. Maybe it took you 20 minutes, maybe it took you 3 hours, I can't tell you. But now the narcissist is topped up, and then they say, yeah, something's wrong here. I don't know what it is. They're not really behaving themselves. And you're looking all decrepit, and you're looking beaten down, and you're teary-eyed, and you're fuming, and there's steam coming out of your ears. And your family members or immediate or extended family members are saying, what's wrong? Are you okay? There's the appearance. This is what matters to the narcissist. Think about the smear campaign. Then I'll get ready to close the video. What is the smear campaign? It's when the narcissist is preparing to light a fire to destroy your life. They're getting the kindling wood, just like this wood behind me. They're getting kindling wood day by day, hour by hour, and they're building up a narrative. They're building up a story. They're building up your demise. And they slowly tell people about how toxic you are, or how you're the narcissist, or how you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, or how you have substance abuse, or you have problems, or you're staying out late, or you're working too much, or you're not working enough, or you're not paying the bills, or whatever they want to paint. Well, they're now talking to people that you know, other people that you don't know, and people you will never meet, all about you. And then when the narcissist is ready to discard you, what do? They get that match, they throw it on the kindling wood, boom, next thing you know, here's a bonfire, which is your life being destroyed in one fell swoop, because the appearance that the narcissist has painted with all their toxicity to all the people that will be listening to them is that you were unstable, or you were toxic, or you were ABC. And they had been working so hard behind the scenes to destroy your life that when they lit that match, there was nothing you could do, because A, you weren't taught narcissism in school, B, you didn't know what it was, C, you didn't even know what a smear campaign was, and D, you probably were in love with that person, or loved them, or cared about them so much you couldn't even fathom the fact that they would be the Judas, they would be the betrayer, they would be the one that would try to take you down for the count. But that's what these people do. As I shared earlier in the video, there's hypocrisy littered all throughout the time, all throughout the history of this planet. There's also betrayal. There's also manipulation. There's also appearances. And remember, you must remember this. Your appearance is you. You don't wear a mask. You are healing. You are putting yourself back together, possibly second by second right now, minute by minute, day by day, week by week, or maybe you've already healed. Maybe you're at that mountaintop, that pinnacle of difference, and my hope is that's where you are. You don't have to put on a front. You don't have to put on a facade. You know the truth. That's why you don't fan the flames of the smear campaign. That's why you have a small footprint. That's why you maintain your boundaries. That's why you maintain no contact. And that's why you understand that appearance is everything to the narcissist. So let's focus on the new supply for one moment before I go. The new supply, maybe they look just like you. Maybe they're a carbon copy of you. Maybe they're someone who's completely different than you. Whoever the new supply is, think of them this way. think them as either being a person who is naive and vulnerable, and they will be the clean slate for the narcissist to abuse. Number two, they are a recycled source of supply, someone who hasn't broken the chains of the trauma bond, or who hasn't figured out what narcissism is, or isn't strong enough to have healed. Or number three, they are a behemoth, a juggernaut, just like the narcissist, perhaps even worse, and they will take that person down, which was your ex, or the person you're considering, for the count. Because just like in the ocean, there's always a bigger fish, there's always, and I mean always, a bigger narcissist around the corner. That's why you need to get off the radar of these people. You need to let what happens to them happen, but it won't come at your hands. And yeah, truth be told, the narcissists try to destroy your life. They try to destroy your relationships, your health, your money, and everything in between. And they thought they had knocked you out for the count, but they didn't, because you're here and you're getting your cup full. And that's why you are a rare person. That's why you are stronger than you know. And that's why you are on the path to healing. So understand, if where you are is where you want to be, great. If where you are is not where you want to be, there's work to be done. But no matter how you look at it, no matter how you cut it, you need to get off the radar of these people. If not now, when? So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And there's a spider web somewhere here. You can see it in the video a little bit. It's beautiful. There, somewhere there. I want to let you all know that the weather is turning here. The fall is in full bloom. Pretty soon these green leaves behind me will turn golden or reddish, and then eventually brown, and then we will be entering darker, shorter days. Summer solstice here is 1 month from today, which will be November 2nd. And in between now and then, I'll be out every single day, as I always am, creating videos in as much greenery as I possibly can, because eventually the days are going to get really short and the greenery will be gone until next year. But for now, you must understand something. This behind me, this is real life. These are real trees, real greenery, real leaves, real spider web. I am a real person not wearing a mask. I am myself. I've made many mistakes. I make mistakes every day, but I do my best to learn from them and to process them and to become the best human being I possibly can. That's what you're doing, or that's what you've done. That's not what the narcissist does. When they make mistakes, intentionally or otherwise, they will blame other people. They will not be accountable, and they will just get worse and worse and worse and nastier and nastier and nastier over time. That's why if the person you're considering, you're still leaving avenues of communication open to them, don't believe in the appearance. Believe in what you know. Get off the radar of these people. If not now, when? I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.